So, lads, it looks like NBA 2K23 MyTEAM is going to be a ridiculously good year. But there is one game mode that has always historically been the main mode for at least the start of the year. It has always been the main mode in NBA 2K, and that mode is Park. However, there is one specific thing in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM that I personally believe will lead to 2K23 MyTEAM being the biggest game mode in terms of content creators, in terms of actually making content. I believe it will be the biggest game mode, even more so than Park. I do think it will, in the end up overtaking Park, is one specific mode. And what is that one specific mode? It is TTO with friends. It is this co-op version of Triple Threat Online. So I'm going to explain plenty of reasons why I think this mode right here is going to be just a complete game changer. It's going to be a complete game changer in terms of MyTEAM. So we're going to watch a video from Unbeatable Jacob right now. The title of this video is Do This Before You Make a Park Build in NBA 2K23.
Absolutely zero reason to play Park or even make a Park build in NBA 2K.
I'm not going to say zero reason, but it's a hell of a lot cheaper and easier just to play MyTEAM. If you play Park, if you don't play My Career, and you specifically play Park to play 3-on-3 with two of your friends, that, like, yeah, I agree with this. I fully agree with this. I still think there are reasons to play Park, but if you are someone who just plays 3-on-3 with two of your friends and doesn't want to spend a bunch of money on the game, I agree.
23, and I'm here to tell you why today. 2K recently announced a new mode in NBA 2K23 that is kind of flying under the radar for the greater 2K community. I want to tell you why I believe this mode will be a superior version of what the...
You say it is, but then you see the likes of Joe knows being like, maybe MyTEAM is the move this year.
Park has been for all of us over the last, decade? Over the last few years, the Park has become pretty stale. After they introduced the city, the amount of time wasted just going from one place to the other, wandering around the city trying to find a game.
And like, if you don't have a party of friends with you, you actually basically can't do anything in Park, because you're either not going to get the ball or you're not going to find a game. So at least even with this, if you're going to be playing MyTEAM, if your friends aren't online, you can still do other stuff.
It's only increased. The rewards for the Park as a whole have not really been worth grinding for.
The amount of MyTEAM cards there is nuts.
Pretty stagnant. Thankfully, NBA 2K23 is including a new mode within MyTEAM that's going to be called Triple Threat Online Co-op. For many years in MyTEAM, Triple Threat Online has been an online game mode.
Jacob goes ham. Really? Jacob goes ham. Really?
Where 3-on-3 gameplay is available, however, it is just one person controlling all three players playing 1-on-1.
He's just out here cheesing with Hondo.
The new Triple Threat Online Co-op mode supports any combination of 2 to 6 players in the first ever player-locked gameplay in MyTEAM. Essentially, in the most simplistic terms, this is pretty much Park with MyTEAM cards.
Yeah,
I think this has a huge advantage over Park gameplay
I agree
for a number of reasons.
I agree.
First of all, you're never going to have to grind badges. You just get your card and you can load up and play right away. No running around the park looking for a game. It's just...
And for everyone being like, oh, but like you have to pay for your MyTEAM cards. I'm being dead serious. If we're talking about by booting up this game, sure, Steph Curry is going to be the best. But if you guys look last year, the actual best like playmaking player in the game was the starter, Pac Trae Young. He was for that specific role. In this game mode, it would be that Trae Young. Demigods don't come out till July anyway.
Straight matchmaking. There's 3 different modes. There's party mode, there's competitive mode, and there's even offline. So pick whatever best suits you and your friends. One of the biggest objections from a Park player is going to be, I don't want to spend money on Pack.
I'm not going to lie. This Duncan Robinson in March would have been a bum. But the Duncan Robinson that we got in like at the very start of the year, that like 3-point sniper, the flash one would have actually been really, really good. For free, he could have held his own.
I don't want to work the auction house. Guys, this isn't like typical MyTEAM. You don't need 13 cards.
You need one card. You literally need, whatever your position is, you need one card. And I'm telling you, like, yeah, sure, you'd be like, oh, but like if I didn't get to Kemba, I was screwed last year. Like, no, you genuinely weren't. You genuinely weren't. With the way the meta was, you could have just used Rick Smiths. I'm fine.
You only need one card to play this game mode. It's not going to be expensive. Here's what
I mean, a card could be 200k. But, like, again, as if you tactically downgrade, especially in a player lock gameplay, you can get away with a tactically downgraded card even more so than a normal game.
I recommend. If you're a primary park player, on day one, don't make a park build.
Exactly. Like, it's going to cost... First of all, you're paying $100 to get that card up to an 85 overall. Then you're paying $100 to get to an 85. And then you're, like, grinding your badges. And then 2K are going to patch whatever build you make, 2K are going to patch it. Either that or you make a day one build and people realize that there's a way better build. So, I would unless you are somebody that loves the My Career specific game mode, I would strongly advise TTO. If you're somebody who just plays with your friends, I would strongly advise playing MyTEAM this year. And this is the first year where I've said that. Like, in previous years, I've like been like, you know what? If you're not really into MyTEAM, don't play it. But like, this is a huge mode.
Go to this new triple threat online co-op mode, run a few games with your friends, and think if...
And it has matchmaking. I mean, that's genuinely like one of the biggest things when it comes to Park. Is that Park players complain that they have to like wait for games and search for games and like got next. But like, this is literally got matchmaking.
It will be a better experience throughout the entire year.
I think MyTEAM, without question, will be a better experience than Park. I think without question. Like, this adds to it. Without question, it'll be a better experience for the year.
You'll save money
by
not paying for a bunch of builds that will eventually get patched or outdated.
I agree.
I think you'll save time by not running around the park looking for games all the time. I think this will be a more rewarding game mode to play and a better overall experience and a change of pace that a lot of the park community needs.
I actually agree with that. And the last thing that he said was when it was like, change of pace is huge.
Over the last few years.
Because the amount of park players that complain about it being just the same thing over and over again. And that's the truth. So are park players jumping into MyTEAM? Like, MyTEAM is relatively the same thing over and over again, but there are little things. And again, as well as that, you can use... If you go and get yourself a Lamar Odom by like opening a vault in this game mode, you can start building your 13-man squad. If your friends aren't online, you can play by yourself. There's a lot of huge, huge things. And for me, this is like... It's not so much variety. Like, people were like... I was like, oh yeah, people are going to play this mode of Park. And they were like, oh no, in Park, everyone will just use their friend's build if they want a new build. And I'm like, if you want to play point guard and you want to play lock, and I'm actually just going to go like week 3 squads. So let's just say if we're in like week 3 of MyTEAM, where was he? This dude existed, and a lot of people, you probably use this guy if you were a play shot. You're probably going to you either use Trae Young or Derrick Rose Diamond. And I'm just going to put up center. Let's be real, like, as far as inside presence went, Artis Gilmore was as much of a bully as Shaq or Dikembe. So let's just say you want to start this off. This card was 20k. You go and get yourself a Kawhi Leonard. He's a beast. And you're like, oh, maybe I just don't want this Kawhi. That's cool. That's cool. There are other options. You can get yourself a Freddie VanVleet if you wanted a point guard. Because I know he didn't have the greatest size, but he still had an okay escape and quick dribble style. But then you had Derrick Rose, who had the D-Rose left, right. You could lose a little bit of three-point shooting, but he could also hit threes consistently and could dunk really well. As far as centers went, he had Gilmore. So these 3 cards, and let me even just... Like, Derrick Rose was... Let's just say Trae Young. Because while Trae Young didn't have... The only issue with Trae Young was that he had slasher dribble style. When this card went up to Ruby, he had a bunch of gold shooting badges, and he had, like, silver range extender and stuff. So a lot of these bronze badges became silver. Sorry, he didn't have any gold. A lot of these bronze badges became silver. Which is fine. Like, which is perfectly fine. Because you're looking... Over 26, and I think almost all these went to become silver. So that's like equivalent of... I know they're not exactly what you want in, as customizable as Park, but it's still 50-something badges. But you're looking, you had Trey escape on this guy. Maybe one the game you want to play point guard, and the next game you're there with your friends and be like, no, I want to play point guard. Instead of you being stuck to the one build, or if your friend wants to play point guard, instead of you basically saying like, oh, I have to go and pay another $100 for another build for my friend just to have some variety when we play, maybe you can just buy a Gilmore for 20k. You can run Artis Gilmore as your center, or whoever you want to run as a big man is. You can have like you can put a whole bunch of your MT. Maybe if you're there with like 300k MT at some stage, and you just want to put it all and splash it all in your preferable player. If you want to be a primary ball handler, you go and get yourself. I don't know what's wrong with Klay Thompson. you go and get yourself clay. And then, I don't know, maybe because you have Klay Thompson, you don't want to spend too much. You want to spend all your MT on a clay. So then maybe your center build suddenly just becomes a like backup build that you could use Ha-Seong Jin. You want your point guard build, but you want it to be a little more of a lock. You go and have a Marcus Smart. So suddenly you have this like point guard lock hybrid and a Ruby Ha-Seong Jin. These two cards right here in your team, who are like super cheap, super nice, and cost next to nothing because your main man is Klay Thompson. It's the main role you want to play as a primary. And then you also, if your friends want to play different positions, you also have some backups in your collection. Rather than having to spend $100 and grind everything, you can either have a full load up or, and the crazy part is, you can actually go and play the game on MyTEAM and actually build like a squad and play these modes without the 3v3. And then also have the 3v3 on the side. So yeah, that's the video. I think this game mode is going to be huge. It's going to change everything. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.